Hello YarnTubers, welcome back to Wanderlust Crochet with Dana and Benji, and today I'm trying to learn something new. So have you seen those videos where people are, they're like crocheting, doing like surface crochet around the zipper, and then they use that as a foundation to go around and make a bag? Well, I want to do that, but I have to admit, I've been struggling with this a bit. Now, I've got one of my steel hooks out. This is a 1.65 millimeter hook, and it's just the right size to be able to go this material. You don't pierce it, but you end up going between the threads on this material, right? Okay, well then, I was talking to Robin about it, and she showed me these guides on Amazon, and so I went down a rabbit hole and I bought one of these, and I thought, well, I'm not going to sit here and hold this thing and then try to do that whole crochet thing. So I tried, as you can see, I tried marking it. That just ended up really ugly. And my stitches still weren't even. So I thought I'd share this experience with you guys. I give a lot of advice. I try to do a lot of inspirational videos, keep your crojo going. But I thought you guys should see this other side of me, where a crochet project kind of stumps me. Okay, here's the plan. I've watched a lot of tutorials on this, and I've got my slip knot already on my yarn, and I'm going to try to do this the way we're supposed to do it. I'm going to put my first notch right there with room for my crochet hook to go through, and I'm also going to try to stay the same distance apart. I'm going to try to stay along this line every time I pierce through. So here we go. And to those of you who have never seen videos of people doing this, just hang out, and this will become clear as we go along. Okay. like pat your belly and rub your head at the same time. Okay. So I want to stay out on this line. Okay, she's in. I'm going to put this slip knot over my hook and tighten it down. Loop down. See, this is fiddly, you guys. This is so dang fiddly. Okay, I am going through there again. Now I'm going to push this through so I can get some room in there to pull. I am so clumsy doing this. I don't like feeling clumsy when I crochet. I want to feel smooth and rhythmic and have a cadence and look pretty doing it. Well, I never look pretty doing it, but okay, working yarn right here. Let's try this. Oh boy. My loop got a little threadbare. Okay, try it again. Again. Oh, I don't know how many parts I'm going to have to this video because I don't want it to be too long. You guys will be like, "Oh, you're killing me, Dana." And some of you may have already done this, and you're like, "It's the easiest thing on earth, Dana. You just got to get over yourself and quit overthinking it." Okay. Now, I'm going to have to do another one there. Okay, so I'm going to line this up along that mark, and I'm going to insert my hook right there. Oh my goodness, you guys. Whew. Okay, learning something new. This is, I forgot what it feels like to be a brand new crocheter. And I'm going to continue to run my hook through these loops so that I can get them opened up. They don't need to be this small. They need to be opened up like the size of this hook up here by the little handle part. Okay. Oh boy. I tried to do a single crochet. Okay, but I don't want to do that. I want to do a surface slip stitch. Look at that. One down, 50 million to go. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. I'll mark that spot with one of the notches on there, and I'm going in. there's another one. Okay, well, I am not going to, I'll show myself going through one more time, but I am not going to make you suffer. Look at, I hate that. Oh, look at that. I split it. I split the yarn. There we go. Okay. Now, oh, I don't need to make a single crochet. I need to make ace. My hook might be a little small for this DK yarn. Okay, 2 stitches made. Whoo, we're on a roll now. Let's line up one of the notches right there. Whoo. And go in right there. Whew. I don't know how even this is going to look. This is the last one I'll make you guys suffer through. Okay. Bring that loop up. Oh, I keep trying to single crochet when really all I need is a slip stitch. Okay, look at that, you guys. It's only taken me 5.5 minutes to do 3 stitches. Hang tight, and I'll come back when I get up here and I need to cross over. That's going to be another painful video clip to watch. Okay, new plan. First of all, I'm going up a hook size. I'm going to the 2.75 millimeter hook, and I've already tried piercing, going through. It leaves a much bigger hole, but I think that's going to help me with my struggles. And the other thing I'm going to do, instead of trying to do every, pierce at every one of these marks on here, I'm going to go every other one. Let's just see how painful this is for you to watch. I'm going to switch out my yarn so that you guys can see the contrast. Put these away somewhere. Put this away over there. Get this pink yarn going on this blue. Let's try again. Trial and error, you guys. Make sure you've got a pretty good view here. All right, lots of light. All right, here we go. I really do want one like right here. I think I want to just start one out that's down here below this stopper. So I'm looking for the marks on here. Hard to see. Okay, I'm going to start right. Sure I am. Start right there. Okay, went through. Put a slip knot on my yarn. I'm going to slide that up there. Make sure that hole is big enough to pull that yarn through. I really struggled with that other hook. Let's see here. Okay, I've got my slip knot on, and I'm going to pull that through there and loosen that up. Okay. I almost have a whole stitch done. Okay, so from that notch, I'm going to try to get right in the middle here. Get that loop up. Okay, right there. Oh my goodness, you guys. I really want to be able to make these zippered bags. And I realize that some of you are like, wow, this is painful to watch. I'm never going to try this technique. Oh, that went right through there. Okay, but I don't want to pucker up the material. Okay, 1 stitch done. Get some room here so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. Get everything kind of straightened up. Straighten up! It's a little puckered up. Ugh, dang it. Does not look good. I pulled that stitch out. Here we go. I'm going to try it again without puckering up the material. Yarn over and gently pull through because we don't want this too tight. This doesn't need to be super tight. Just needs to come through the material. Oh, okay. Try to stay in frame, Dana. And then loosely through here. And I want to pull on that material so that it's not puckering up. That's becoming a problem here. Okay. Now, right where that hole was made, I'm going to skip one notch. Skip one notch and go to the next one. Huh! Maybe someday, you know, if I made enough of these, I'd probably get really good at. Okay, see, that came through a whole lot easier. A whole lot easier. I want to keep this material. It's still not very even, but okay. Right there. Try to keep it real even, Dana. I'm going right there. Watch me fail. Tell you what, I couldn't charge by the hour doing that. Look at that. I snagged up. How do you fix that? I'm gonna try to push that through and grab the yarn. Okay, well, it's a little snagged up on that material, that zipper material. I don't want that too tight. Okay, I'll make you suffer through one more stitch and then I'll go off camera to try to get the rest of this side done. Right? Oh, hold it the way you're supposed to, Dana. Okay, so right there and right there. Doesn't this look like fun? Aren't you inspired to try this for the first time? Open that hole up a little better so I can bring the yarn through and slip stitch through there. Okay, yeah. All right, well, I'll meet you down at this end. Okay, I'm on my third try. And when I got up here close to where the zipper was, the bulk of the zipper was kind of getting in my way. And I feel like I'm doing better. I've still got a little, because I snagged the material, trying to pull that straight so it's flat. And you can see that my line going up the zipper is not completely straight. My stitches are not completely even, but I feel better about this pass than the other two. So some things that I have learned here. Let me get around here. Let me lift this up so I can see what I'm doing here. Oh, this has got to be painful for you to watch. Okay. So I have to make sure that this loop is big enough that it can reach that spot where I'm going to put in my hook. And I drop the working yarn in the back. And here I'm going to, with the hook in the loop, I'm going to line up where that yarn is coming out of the material with one of the notches. And I'm going to hold the material kind of taut, a little bit of space, a little bit of yellow showing from this tips because I'm trying to make everything even. Make sure this is nice and loose. And I'm going to skip one and go to that second notch. And I am pushing, I am bringing my hook like this to keep that loop coming over and not puckering up. And I'm pushing that all the way through to make sure I've got a good size opening to pull, to very gently, very loosely pull my slip stitch through. So I think I'm going to do one more because I want to be up just a little bit beyond this end of the zipper portion. So again, I'm dropping my working yarn. I'm lining up my notch with where this yarn came out this last time. My light isn't very good. Okay. Making sure that tip shows still a little bit of yellow. Oh boy. Let me get a little focus here. There we go. Okay, so there's where it came out. Make sure we're lined up. Skip one. Going right there. Okay. and I'm pushing my hook all the way through there. And so here's a case where I'm going to tighten up this loop just a little bit, not too much. I still want that soft in there, pretty softly. And then gently pull that through. There we go. Now, now, how am I going to do this? I think I'll zip it up to help bring that together, because now I have to jump this gap. Where's my light here? Let's get in the light. Stay in the light. Okay. So now I have to jump this gap. How am I going to do that? Let's unzip and just hold it and try to go straight. I can just locate where it's going to go. So the hole's right there. I want it to go right, oops, right there. We'll see how this works out. Okay, I don't want it too tight. Okay, I'm going to zip it back up to help hold that together. And I want this loop to jump that gap, but also kind of hold it together. Push my hook through there, get that hole big enough. There we go. And pull it through. What do you think? I'm going to tighten that down just a hair. Oh boy. Oh boy, Dana. Okay. Wait, that's better. That's better than it was. Okay. Let's see if I can. Well, I'm going to unzip it. And line up that hole, that where that comes out, and skip over one. Lost it. Skip one, go into that spot. Okay. Whew. You guys, that is just... I'm sure that by watching more of the great tutorials that are out there, I will get better at this. Let's see, I gotta turn this way. Oh boy. Oh boy. I am having a hard time. Okay. There. Okay. I will continue down this side and meet you down here at the end. Something I just realized, because I came to the end here, I wanted to be sure this last stitch is directly across from where that one is. I feel like I can eyeball this. So I eyeballed this last one to go directly across from this one. And now I'm going to eyeball this last one. I'm going to make sure my loop is big enough. It's going to be right. I'm going to just try to make it right halfway in between the two edges of this, put it right in the middle, and directly across from this one, which this one probably could have been down a little bit more. So I might compensate for that right here. And I am using this wide part of my hook to really open that up so that I'm not snagging this yellow material, and I can easily make the top of that stitch long enough to reach the hole and easily pull through my next loop. Now, what I think I want to do is insert right in the same spot where my beginning slip stitch came through. And I want that to kind of hold the two sides together. Okay. Now what? Let me go find out. Okay, here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do an invisible join over here. I think I'm going to do one more stitch back here, one across, and then a stitch across here. So here we go. Which one's which? One's a working end and one's a tail. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Let's put it, I'm guessing. Absolutely guessing. I'm eyeballing it. Okay. Open that up. And pull that through. Whew. Not easy. Not easy. Now, I am going to go straight across. I want to be straight from there to there. Oh boy, this is so humbling, you guys. Now, I have two other methods that I will be showing you guys in, this will actually be a series of zippered pouch videos. And okay, so here's what I want to do here. I want to tighten that up just a hair. Just a hair. I want that to be a little, I'm pulling on the wrong, I was using the wrong, it's a good thing I decided to tighten that up because I was working on my tail, not my working end. Oh boy. Because the truth is, I think I owe Tina an apology, and you'll have to wait for that video to see what I'm talking about. Okay, so we've gone across. Loosen this up a little bit. I want that to be just right. Okay, try it one more time, Dana. Okay. If I didn't think it was so funny, I'd be throwing my hook across the room. Okay, let's cut this, and it's basically going to be an invisible join with this needle. So, and then we can move on to the next part, and I will skip ahead. After I show you how I'm going to start crocheting around, then I will do the bag off camera, because there are plenty of tutorials out there on how to do these bags. In fact, I'll link Tina's down below. Okay, so there it is. I'm going to tie it off in the back, and here's my thoughts on this. My lines are not straight. My stitches are not even. However, I am very grateful to have made it this far. What do you guys think? Okay, so I did my invisible join, and then off camera, these two ends were on this back side. So I threaded them through the needle, and I brought them up on the outside of this stitch, because when you look at these stitches, this side of it is all going to be covered up by single crochets. So that's why I did that. Now, I don't know. Should I start on the end or should I start on the side? I think I'm going to start on the end because I'm going to do a couple rounds in this color, and I'm not going to do anything special. I'm just going to do single crochets in stripes, I guess. So I'll do a couple rounds in this blue. I might do a couple rounds in this ecru color, and then a couple rounds in the pink. So because this is an experimental project for me, I'm not going to worry too much about the fact that I got this gaudy yellow zipper that does not match anything. So, but I am going to go through the back loop only, just because, I don't know, maybe I should go through both. What do you guys think? I don't know. I'll go through both. What the heck? I'm not doing mosaic. I'm not doing anything special. So I'm just going to do a couple rounds of single crochet. So I'm starting right here. I pulled the loop up and I'm going to chain one, and I'm going to kind of give that chain a little room to breathe. And then I'm going to single crochet in that stitch. And I might as well crochet over my end. And the thing is, there are no increases because I don't want my stitch count to get larger. I want it to stay the same. Okay, the next stitch. I'm not going very tight. I'm going under both loops, crocheting over my end because you know what? It's going to be mine, and if it comes undone, it's an experimental project. Okay, here we go. So I did not get under all of that. Okay. Even doing this part, I'm feeling a little uncomfortable, but I think it's going to get better. Okay. And of course, this work is going to start folding like this eventually. Eventually it will. Right now, I'm just lucky if I can get something resembling a pouch by the time I'm done. Okay, I'm going to put one single crochet in each stitch all the way around. All right, so I single crocheted all the way around. What am I going to do now? Let's see. I think I'm not going to do anything special. No invisible, joins, no invisible slip stitches. I'm going to slip stitch to that end and see how this kind of curling up. It's basically that zipper is going to look like that at the top. So I slip stitched into my first single crochet. I'm going to chain one and single crochet right back into that stitch. Just doing it old school, nothing fancy. And I'm going to do off camera several rounds of the blue, then I'm going to do the off-white, and then I'm going to do the pink. And when it comes time to finish, I'm going to make this really small. When it comes time to finish, I'll record that, and we'll determine whether or not this first bag is worth repeating. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so I've done some rounds here, just single crochet, change colors a couple times, and I have kept track of my slip stitch so that I wasn't crocheting into it, which would have increased every round. So I am going to slip stitch into my first, sure you are, Dana, my first single crochet of this round. Of course I am. There we go. Okay. Has not been the smoothest project, but that's okay. You guys are watching me learn. Wait a minute here. Okay. Slip stitch, chain one. And I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to make my loop bigger, and I'm going to turn it inside out. Oh boy, this ought to be fun. How am I going to do this? I want to turn it inside out, but my yarn is coming out from the middle. And I've got this whole ball. Oh my goodness, you guys. Oh, I'll figure it out. I'll cut it and pull it through at the end. I'll just bring some out here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I am going to line this up. Let's see. I don't crochet that way. I crochet this way. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to, okay, I'm going to line this up as best as I can. Okay, so before the slip stitch was, what is wrong with my lighting here? Anyway, okay, so I need to go through this same stitch right here, and then I have a slip stitch and another single crochet right there. I'm going through both. I got it. Pretty sure I got it. And all I have sticking out on the edge of that is the slip stitch. Okay. I'm going to, sure I am. I'm going to single crochet under both loops. It's hard to see around the phone. Okay. Under both loops, and then on the back side under both loops. Trying not to skip any. Okay. I will see you guys at the end. So I have my working end, and then I have the end that's still coming through, goes through the purse and then out to the wool genie. So I think what I'm going to do is just cut it and do my last stitch. Leave plenty of room. Then I can pull that extra out. Oh yeah, that worked out fine. Just fine. Okay. So now I just have one pair of stitches to get into here at the end. Make sure I do this right. I want to do it right. Okay. I'm under both stitches. Single crochet, chain one, pull it through. It is finished off. Now I will weave in that end. Let's turn it right side out. Oh, I actually made a zippered pouch. It's not a big one because it's an experiment. Let me push the corners out. I want the corners out. Oh my goodness, you guys. I made a zippered pouch. I can't believe it. Okay. I have a couple more techniques to try in future videos. But in the meantime, I actually made one. It's not perfect. I mean, the count's okay. The counts are okay. But, like, I don't know. That could use like a little needle and thread stitch right there, you know? But there are better ways to join those ends together. Okay, so tell me what you think of that. I actually did it. Well, there it is. My first attempt to add a zipper pouch. Now, I want to hear from you guys as to what you have done that's similar to this, or if it's something you still think you want to try. Now, this is the first of a couple of videos, trying a few different techniques of connecting the yarn to the zipper. So stay tuned for that. Now, I want you guys to know that I bought this. This was pretty inexpensive. This bag full of zippers, all different sizes. So that'll be linked down below. And I don't know, did I nail it? I don't think I exactly nailed it. Okay? Okay, I love you guys. Bye.